And again, thank you so much for joining us here on Idaho Today. And it is time for wonderful you here on the show. Valentine's Day is tomorrow, and it is normally a time to celebrate loving others, right? We express our appreciation and love for those that we have close in our life. But it's also important to remember the love of self. So we have with us right now Shannon McGuire here to tell us all about practicing self-love on Valentine's Day. I think this is so incredibly important, Shannon, because as mentioned, you know, especially as moms, you know, you're the founder of Supreme Moms. I think we often put others before ourselves, and because we like to be caregivers and care for others, but we also have to care for us, because we can't truly take care of others unless we're caring for ourselves. And I think it's the same thing when it comes to loving others. You can't truly love others unless you truly learn to love yourself.
Oh, such wisdom. When I was a kid, one of the earlier quotes that stayed in my heart was from Mellisa Paul.
Yes.
She said, love yourself first and everything else falls into line. You have to really love yourself to get anything done in this world. And as moms especially, we give. Our cup is like empty at all times. But practicing self-love, you know, people go to self-care. That's the maintenance. Self-love is the foundation, so I love that.
I'm so glad you separated the two, because self-care, I know, is something that I think a lot of us are really trying to focus on. It's something that I think that was really brought to the forefront, especially during the pandemic, right? But before the self-care really can have an impact, you got to have the foundation in place. So how do we make sure that we have that self-love? And then we could do the self-care to maintain the self-love.
Yes, and love, you know, it's interesting. When people go to self-love, they go, where do I start? First, by acknowledging what is love, what is self, and feeling good is where I start. What does it mean to feel good? And that starts with the emotions. So science says emotions hit our heart, then our brain, then our body. So getting in touch with the heart and dropping into that space to recognize how you feel, and then feel that through the body. Try to turn the mind toward the body and saying, what am I feeling and what am I sensing in my heart and within me? And accepting what is. And then coming to a place where you go, you know what? I am who I am, and I'm not quite who I'm going to be, but I love me and accept me, and really cultivating a voice of love, joy, and fun about self first. And self-care, yes, that's a maintenance thing. It's become so commercialized, so it's beyond like hair and nails and all that stuff.
But I look pretty, but why don't I feel pretty?
I feel like crap right
Why
now.
don't I like myself still? Darn it, I got my hair done. It's supposed to fix everything.
Well, that voice inside is going to tell you 10,000 things that's wrong with you. And so self-love, that acknowledgement of feelings, dropping into the heart, feeling within the body, and recognize where tension's being held, and exploring it. Exploring it.
And it's funny because you and I, before that, we always do this every time Shannon comes in, by the way. Before the show, we were sitting here just chatting it up, you know, and I'm like, I wish we would record our off-camera conversations, because they're just so fruitful. But when you and I were talking, we were talking about the importance, too, of being comfortable with being uncomfortable, because I truly think when it comes to tuning in, listening to yourself, and checking in with yourself, it's not fun, Shannon.
No.
It's not. It's an uncomfortable thing to do, to really be honest with yourself and ask yourself, how am I feeling? And you might discover some things that don't make you feel very joyful at the time. But like you're mentioning, it's important to acknowledge those things, accept those things, and then allow. Right?
It goes back to that acronym JOY, just observe you. And it's
I've never heard that one.
Just observe you.
I like it.
It's one of the scariest things, because going in self and listening and feeling, you're going to feel uncomfortable. You're going to, your mind's going to distract you with words and things that pulls you out of that space. This isn't meditation. This is awareness and just observing yourself, sitting in that space of discomfort, and knowing this too will pass. But like we talked about, just writing it through and not rushing it. That's super important.
Absolutely important. Oh my goodness. So much to talk about.
I know.
We could get so much further into this, Shannon. Okay. But you have Supreme Moms. This is not the last time you'll see Shannon here on the show, and probably not the first time you have either. She will be back. And I'm so excited to do so much more with you in the future too, by the way. I'm going to plant that seed. But for now, where can people go so they can find you, Shannon, and learn more about Supreme Moms and start working on that self-love? I mean, this is something we should be practicing all the time, every day. But if you haven't begun the journey, Valentine's is a great great place to start.
Absolutely. SupremeMoms.com. You can follow us at Supreme Moms on Instagram. We give you joy nuggets every day, little tidbits to help you think and go within. Just observe you.
Wonderful. Shannon, thank you so much.
Thanks, Mellisa.
You know I adore you.
I adore you too.
Okay. All right, everyone, stick around. We have a lot more to come right here on Idaho Today right after the break.